guys can be seated. Taking the pictures. Good evening. Welcome to students, parents, teachers, support staff, administration, assistant superintendent, superintendent, and the school board. Thank you all very much for coming out on this cold night to celebrate the 17 talented students sitting before us. I'd like to welcome Mr. Parent to the podium to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, thanks to everybody for coming out tonight to celebrate the graduates before us. My name is Amity Ferraro, and I have the distinct pleasure of being the director of the Adult Education Program. This is my first ceremony, so I was telling the students earlier, I will remember them forever with all the things we've been through this semester. Before we get the focus onto them, I just want to take a few moments to thank all the people who make this night happen. As you all know, this is just the culmination of many different things that go into making a celebration happen. First, to Rebecca Mitchell for all of her tireless organization and work for the program. She's amazing, and the graduates know that. They've come in and talked with her. She's made them sandwiches, got them to classes, everything that they needed to make learning comfortable for them. I also wanted to thank Mrs. Bedard and Mr. Warren for showing us the ropes as we transition to the new leadership this year, and to Val Nelson for sticking around to show us how it's all done. As for the logistics of the night, thank you to the custodial staff for their setup, to Mr. Susi and Oriana Kane for their musical contributions, to teacher graphic artist Scott Sicard for the new designs of the invitations and the programs, to Mrs. Nelson and the dedicated teachers seated in the front row, who are our best and brightest teachers who devote countless hours coming up with new ways after the traditional school day ends to help these students succeed. Thanks to the administration, the school district, the board members who recognize the importance of this program so that the needs of all of the students in this district are met the way they should be. And finally, most of all, thank you to the families and support systems of the graduates and the graduates themselves who never gave up and kept coming so that they could receive this honor tonight. So just take a moment to applaud all of you. As for the graduates, it is a real pleasure for me to be here tonight, sincerely. This is the best part of my job. Even though this is my first semester being in the director leadership role, I've gotten to be the teacher for the students in this program for over a decade, and this program is awesome because of all of you. You push us as educators to come up with new ways to engage you, to find material and instruction that suits the needs of your lives, to create new tactics to make learning relevant to your lives and your needs. This program is a top priority of this district because of who you are, your diversity, and your uniqueness. You definitely keep things interesting, and I hope you continue to do so. Some of the best moments for kids in this program have started with some of the lift program things. I can remember you guys climbing Mount Monadnock, for those of you who are in that program, and reaching the top. I remember meeting with many of you in my office to figure out what you needed to do next. Was it an online class? Was it a work study? What was going to work to make things happen? And every time, all of you always reminded me how strong and capable you are, and that nobody should ever underestimate you. You inspired me when I needed to take on challenges for myself, and for that, I thank you as well. You're not traditional. For whatever reason, the old school schedule and methods weren't a fit for your lives. Yet all of you recognize the importance of earning your diplomas in order to find success in the next phases of your lives. And tonight, all of that hard work, the being here, the finding ways to make it through class no matter what circumstances were going on in your personal lives, the learning, the Odyssey Wear classes, tonight, all of that pays off for you. For the rest of your lives, you will be proud that you earned your diploma and that you are ready and prepared for what your life has in store for you next. Perhaps college or a new career or advancement with what you're already doing. Whatever it is, you are ready. Remember this accomplishment. Remember this moment tonight. You have the strength to push through and open new doors for yourself. My end to this address is simple. I used to be an English teacher, so I love stories. The ones in the books we read have been pretty good, but though those are pretty good, the stories that have moved and inspired me most have been your stories, what you go through, the series of events that have made up your lives and made you into the person you are now. Tonight, this chapter of your story has a happy ending, and as you move forward with your life, I encourage you to always strive for that joy, that happy ending, that sense of fulfillment in closing a chapter of your life with pride through the hard work, faith, perseverance, and determination that you have shown throughout your years at the school system. So with that, I would like to invite the superintendent, Nathan Greenberg, to come address you as well.
Graduates, congratulations on your achievement. We are all very proud of you and your accomplishments. Parents, grandparents, family, and friends, welcome to this wonderful graduation celebration. A while back, I came across a quote from J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter book series, that I thought applied to our graduates. It goes like this. We do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better. Our graduates' presence here tonight is their demonstration of their power, the power inside them to persevere, grow, and succeed, the power to imagine what they wanted to accomplish. Graduates, as you move forward in your lives, use that power within you. Know that you are self-reliant, that you are a success, and the goals you set for yourself can and will be achieved because of who you are. Tonight, we celebrate your achievement. You will receive a diploma, which is a symbol of how you use that power within you. I am sure that there are many more summits you will reach as you power your way through a mountain range of success. In closing, though I'm not Irish, I'd like to share with you a portion of an Irish blessing. As you continue your journey of success, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the warm rays of the sun fall upon your home, and may the hand of a friend always be near. May green be the grass you walk on. May blue be the skies above you. May pure be the joys that surround you. May true be the hearts that love you. Graduates, congratulations, and all the best for the rest of your life. Congratulations.
We'd also like to invite Letha Riley, the chairperson of the school board, to speak to you.
Hello out there. What and if? On their own, they're two very simple words, but put them together and they have the power to alter our thinking. At times empowering us to dream, and at other times shuddering us to think what could have been. Life is a series of what ifs, some good, some not so good. What if the ball hadn't gone through Buckner's legs? What if Brady's tuck was ruled a fumble? What if the Wright brothers gave up on their dream to fly? What if Steve Jobs hadn't returned to Apple? While none of us can control every what if, we do have the ability to steer the future in a direction of our own choosing. I like to know a little something about the graduates who are seated up here at these things. So I called Ms. Ferraro about a month ago, and we talked about your class. I asked her to describe the group of you with a single word, and she did not hesitate. You care to guess what word she gave me? Fabulous. That's a good one. She said successful. No matter what the personal story or struggle, she told me each one of these students has been and will be successful. The resourcefulness and confidence that are found in successful people are what brought you to this moment. I'm glad you won't ever have to ponder the question, what if I had graduated from high school? Where would I be today? Undoubtedly, things would be very different. Now that you have a positive set of what-ifs before you, ones that only you can dream about, ones that will allow you to think bigger and go farther, imagining like the Wright brothers in their day what it would be like to fly. While I know you recognize your teachers down in the front row, you're probably wondering some of the other folks here who Ms. Ferraro mentioned a few moments ago, and why are we here? Well, we're here, frankly, because like your parents and friends in the audience, we're proud of you. And we have a vested interest in making sure that the youth in this community are given every possible opportunity to achieve their what-ifs. We're proud that you chose to earn that high school diploma and continue down a path of success. You should take pride in that too, and leave here with the knowledge that you'll have more earning potential because of it. My final remarks to you tonight, the class of success, as I will refer to you from now on, is to dream big and to not let any future what-ifs go unanswered. Congratulations.
Okay, so we get used to Plan B in our program a little bit. And this morning, Mrs. Rich, who was supposed to be the faculty speaker tonight, called me at 5:49 that she was deathly ill. So she will not be speaking to you tonight, but these teachers in the program are highly versatile. And James Choquette, Mr. Choquette, is going to address the class instead. This is his last semester with us, so way to power out, Mr. Choquette.
For anybody who knows me, this is outside of my comfort zone. If I don't study a speech over and over and over again and get it memorized, it scares the living heck out of me. It's a true pleasure to stand in front of you tonight and basically say a few words about this assembled group of young men and women. Now, normally, because I'm the civics and economics teacher, I can say something about just about everybody here. I usually get them all. Believe it or not, I only taught 6 this semester. All right, which I find really weird, but I'll say something about the whole group, and I'm pretty sure the young men and women, the teachers, over in front will agree with everything I have to say. Now, I want to share one thing, all right, that I've learned in my 10-plus years in adult ed, 26 years of teaching, and let's just say 28 years of life, because I started really young teaching. And that is, when you do something a lot, all right, when you do it over and over and over again, everything seems to blend together. Everything becomes common. Nothing basically changes, all right? And then you become dull to the fact. How many of you have ever driven somewhere only to find out you got there and you don't remember how you got there? All right, you're driving home from work, all of a sudden you get off the exit, you're home. You drove, you don't remember the path along the way. And it's not until your life changes, it's not until something happens that you go back and you reevaluate, that you look at what you've done in a new light. And now knowing this semester was going to be my last semester of teaching adult ed, after doing it for a decade, I had that look at it again. Now maybe I had gotten tired. Maybe I'd done things the way I'd done it over and over again. But this was my last time. And when it's your last time or you look something again, you want to do it the best. And I can honestly say, with this group of young people, I had the time of my life. I had a great semester. I had a memorable class. I had memorable young men and women, and I will remember this semester for as long as I live. Now, all right, that being said, I can honestly say that I ended with a high note with just 6 of these people. I wish I stayed longer to teach other students in this program, but I've got to stop now. All right, in teaching, all right, I've taught basically at the college level, I teach adult ed, I teach day school, and it's this group of students, their diversity, all right, their differences, their challenges that make it so great to teach. None of these students are the same, no two students are the same, but these students made my last semester memorable. All right, over the last years, all right, the 10 years of the program, I've seen the program change, but the one core to this program, whether it's the year I started or the year I leave, is the students. These are the best students out there. They've made the decision to finish. They have not been on autopilot. They've seen the road ahead of them. They've seen every turn. They didn't get off at the exit and say, wow, I'm home. They made the plan. They planned out their route. They might have taken one or two exits more than everybody else, but they made it to their final destination. They found their way to graduation. They're not on autopilot. They have no GPS. All they have is a dream. They have a plan. They know where they are. They know where they're going. And I congratulate the graduates of 2015. Congratulations.
And Mr. Bill Hicks from Campbell High School, where we have a lot of students come from, is going to address his students tonight.
Well, this is an honor for me. I always like to get up here and talk. I've been here numbers of years now, and I have to make a speech every time we do this, every January and every June, because I am extremely proud of our students that, as people have said already, how persistent they are. So that being said, I have to continue to think of new material. I could have gone back to 5 or 6 years ago and brought up my speeches and said, I can do that one because most of the people that I know probably have retired or moved on, but that's not the case. Most of the people here stay here forever. So I have to keep coming up with something else. So over the vacation, our holiday vacation, I have grandchildren. Hard to believe, but I have grandchildren. And they're very small. They're 3, 4, 5 years old. So at that point, I was thinking about what I was going to say tonight. So one of the things that you do with grandchildren is that you read to them. You read stories and you make up songs and you have a good time, which I still do with my high school students. But one of the things that kind of hit for me was one of the little nursery rhymes that we did, because we did nursery rhymes. And one of them was called Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And I said, you know, that's a really good theme for graduation. So if you think about Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Now, I asked some of my students today in class, I said, do you know that? Oh, yeah, we know that. Row, row, row your boat, gently down the stream, blah, blah, blah. So I said, hopefully all my graduates here will know that little rhyme, that your parents may have read that to you over the time. So anyway, for those that don't, it goes like this. Row, row, row your boat, gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So what I did is break that down a little bit. So if you think about this little story, and it has quite a deep meaning if you really want to look at it and philosophize about this thing. So I'm going to just give you a quick overview. Row, row, row your boat. Notice how they say 3 times. What does row, row, row your boat mean? If anybody has ever rowed a boat, you know how difficult it is. I remember the first time getting into a boat and trying to row it. And I tried to do a canoe once, and that was worse. You know, it goes this way, it goes that way, I'm trying to, whatever. So part of the story is row, row, row your boat. That means you got to continue to row that boat. It isn't going to be easy. You're going to try and doing it. Part of what these people are doing. They're rowing their boat. Okay? You try to keep it on course, which is difficult. So if you ever tried to do that rowing and try to keep that boat going where you want it to go, not easy. Okay? So what I thought about with the rowing is it takes persistence. It takes patience. It takes a lot of training. It takes hard work. And you try not to give up because you get stranded out in the middle of a lake or something and, you know, you got to keep working at it, okay? You have to steer your boat to get to the right destination and to reach your goal. So that's what we're doing here. We're rowing to get to our goal. Next part, your boat. Remember, it's your boat. It's not my boat. It's not your teacher's boat. It's not your parents' boat. It's your boat. You make your boat what you want it to make. And you've started to make that boat now. I always say a boat, remember, it tips. You can fall out of it. Lots of things can happen to that boat. So that boat, I think of it as your lifeboat, okay? It's part of your life. It's your boat. It's a lifeboat. And everybody has a lifeboat. If you go on a big cruise, they have lifeboats in case something happens. So if you keep your boat afloat and you fill your boat with, which is what you're doing now, you're filling your boat with some of your talents, some of your skills, some of your experiences, the degree from high school. You're filling that with all of these things so that your boat is your boat now, and you're starting to set it on a sail. Gently down the stream is the next part. Take the path for you on this boat that hopefully is the easiest one. You're going to do it, what do you say? You don't try to swim upstream. It's gently down the stream. As I'm talking to my grandchildren, they could picture this. You know, if you take a boat, you go this way, or if you're a salmon and dumb and try to go the other way, not a good idea. But it's gently down the stream. So what you say is you take your time. Gently means take some time. There is no rush. Life is not a rush, it's an experience. So I want you to gently row your boat downstream, not upstream. Now, if you go upstream, if you fell out of your boat and you had to get back in and try it all over again, that's okay. But hopefully if you're going with the stream and you have all of these skills and going in the right direction, you'll be going downstream and having a good time. Merrily, 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 merrily. You hear that? 4 times. We want you to be happy. Life is a happy experience. I want this generation to be happy. I want you to exceed. I want you to have fun with life and not look at it as drudgery. Oh, I don't have a job yet. Oh, I'm not making enough money. Oh, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. You know how we can say a lot of nots? I want you to say merrily, 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 merrily. 4 times to yourself. Okay, enjoy the journey. Experience what you're doing along the way. Don't lose sight of that fact, please. You try always to keep yourself in a happy mood, going in the right direction. You always want to be positive, and you want a good attitude toward life. And if you've done that in your boat, you've filled your boat with all that stuff, and that's what you're going to be doing through life, all those experiences, fill that boat, your life will be merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream, and we've already mentioned that. Some people here have already talked about your dreams, setting up your dreams, making sure your dreams come true. Well, your dreams give you endless possibilities. I don't want you ever to give up on a dream. A lot of people say, oh, you know, I can only do this. I can only do this. No, I want you to think big. I want you to think about those possibilities, and I want you to succeed and be happy. Okay? So you've started to row your boat. You begin your adventure, and now don't give up on yourself. Congratulations on a job well done so far. Thank you.
Okay, we're getting closer. Tonight's favorite part of the program is the student speakers. So tonight you have 2 students who are going to be addressing their classmates, Michaela McCormick and Ashley DiBenedetto, but we'll start with Michaela.
Class of 2015, faculty, family, friends, and distinguished guests, welcome. I'm greatly honored to be speaking before you today. I really couldn't have asked for a better class than 2015. Today we celebrate the end of one important journey and the start of a new one. We have worked 12 long years to get to this moment. To some, an adult education diploma is the same as having a GED. In reality, though, it's the same as a regular diploma that the day school students receive. The only thing that is different between us and them is that we go to school in the evening. We may have had some troubles along the way, but we did what was right. In the end, we came back after our struggles. We came back for ourselves, to better ourselves, for the future and to prove that even we may struggle, there is still a way to achieve our goals. I have personally been through every program and plan that the school had to offer. I've struggled through all 4 years of high school, but here I am in a white cap and gown. I thought I was going to be a high school dropout, but I had a support system that gave me a reason not to. Mr. Warren, the assistant principal of House 2, was one of my biggest supporters. He helped me through every problem I had, and he was always there to listen when I needed to vent. He never gave up on me, and I thank him so much. I also had the best support from my father. He has raised me since I was born, and I'm very happy with the person I've become. Dad, you believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. I wouldn't be standing here tonight if it wasn't for you. Thank you for being the best dad anyone could ask for. I also want to thank the teachers and other family members for supporting me through this journey. As for the class of 2015, I think I can speak for everyone in here when I say we are so proud of each of you for graduating tonight. It wasn't easy, but you did it. I wish you guys the best of luck, and I hope all of you become very successful in life. Congratulations, class of 2015.
Hi. Among us tonight sit the graduating class of 2015, who are here tonight as a representation of our future. And I cannot begin to describe how truly honored I am to call this my graduating class. 4 years ago, we walked into this high school striving to find out who we would become. Over the years, we have established a home, a family within these walls that will never be forgotten. The spirit and the pride that this student body has brought into Londonderry High School is like no other. The last 4 years have consisted of hours of homework, 15-page essays, and staying up all night to finish that last-minute project that you knew about 3 weeks in advance. But being in this moment right here reminds me that hard work and dedication that we have put into graduating has finally paid off. 4 years later, and we are walking out of this school tonight proud to be the men and women we have grown to be. This is our time to make mistakes and to make many of them while we are young and when we have the chance to try new things and to discover all that our world has to offer. In order to be successful, you have to want it more than anything else. You have to be more than willing to take risks and to work as hard as you have to in order to achieve your dreams and aspirations. Some days are going to be more challenging than others, and it's not going to be easy, but then again, nothing that is easy is worth it. Dreams are subjective. They do change, but that is okay. We have our whole lives to look forward to and to decide what we want to do, so don't let one particular dream discourage you to set another goal for yourself. In today's society, everybody has an opinion. There's always going to be somebody trying to tell you that you can't do it or that they're better than you. But it is time to break that cycle and realize that you are the only one who matters. Do it for you. If we spend time trying to please others, our full potential would never be met. I guess what I'm trying to say is to never regret anything you do in life. Learn from it, but do not regret it, because at one point it made you happy. As frightening and as new as graduating and leaving this place that you have called home for the past 4 years is, we have to remind ourselves that the educators and administrators that we have been working with have done a phenomenal job from day one preparing and guiding us in the right direction, so that when we do close this chapter in our lives, we will have the knowledge and the perseverance that we need in order to be successful. Our diplomas are a recognition of that. Looking at this graduating class, I know that we are the type of people that will not just get by in life, because that's simply not enough, but we will excel in our potential to its best ability. We will excel in challenging ourselves to do something that scares us and in conquering our biggest fears. I'd like to say a special thank you to not only my whole family for supporting me and loving me through my worst and through my best, but also to a couple of my school mothers. I've never met a group of more genuine and compassionate women in my life until I met people like Ann Bartlett, Amity Ferraro, and last but not least, Shannon Byrne. These three have been by my side since day one, going above and beyond to help me prosper and succeed in whatever I do. They have been my motivators and my idols here at school. I will never be able to repay the people who have been in my corner cheering me on all along. I've learned that it's taking me a long time to become the person that I want to be. I have learned that your life can be changed in a matter of hours by people who don't even know you. That even when you think you have no more to give, when a friend cries out to you, you'll find the strength to help. That you should always leave loved ones with loving words. It may be the last time you see them. It has been a long and crazy journey here at Londonderry High School, but it is finally time to take our ambition and our motives and use them to go out in the world and to make a difference. I know that each and every one of you sitting here tonight will go above and beyond regarding anything that you do in the future and will strive to be the absolute best you can be. Because let's face it, once a Lancer, always a Lancer. Thank you.
Okay, and one last thing before we start the diplomas. This semester, we worked with Rena Reddy from Manchester Community College to see if there was something we could do to recognize some of our graduates who had expressed interest in going on to community college. So we have 2 vouchers, one from MCC and one from Jim Choquette, to recognize 2 of our students tonight. So Mr. LeBranch and Mr. Choquette, if you guys want to come up and recognize those students, please.
All right, this is the speech I prepared for. All right, so I feel a little better about this. I knew about this for a while. We have the opportunity to recognize a couple of young people tonight who have expressed interest in going on to community college. And as a teacher at MCC or through MCC, I am gifted a class there, which I can then re-gift to somebody I wish or believe basically is well worth it. Now, I looked at the students I've taught, and there's this one person who stood out. Now, all of them stood out. I said this was a memorable year filled with memorable kids. But I looked at the work they did, and I looked at the challenges this person basically put in front of he or her, as I won't disclose yet. And this person, to my understanding from Ms. Ferraro, was way down in credits. Didn't look like he or she would graduate. However, I believe enrolled in more adult ed classes than anyone had previously done, taking 5 adult ed classes and 1 online class. Now, if that doesn't show dedication, if that doesn't show a willingness to work hard, to place basically a direction in front of you, to have a path and stick with it, I don't know what does. Now, I will be leaving, as I said, the adult ed program. However, I'm going to be passing it on to another teacher. And normally, when you pass it on, you give some of your information, some of your material, some of your data, some of your curriculum to that person. I made a disc of all my basically wonderful PowerPoints and notes that the students have to take. But I asked a student if I could have he or she's collection of notes so that the teacher could find out what a student could actually do, what level that a student in adult ed could achieve at. And I'm very proud, and she's figured out who it is, who I will be presenting this award, this class at MCC, the Community College System of New Hampshire, to. Congratulations, Michaela.
Hello. Tonight, I'm not going to be like Mr. Choquette. I'm going to tell you right up front who the person is that's going to get this scholarship, because I can't wait to tell you. Tonight, I have the pleasure and honor of telling you about Joshua Tate. But I have to preface this by saying that what I'm saying about Joshua, I could have said about any one of them. Anyone who's graduating tonight. Josh attended several of my courses. He was seldom absent. However, being a bit late to class was another story. He was often 5 to 10 minutes late to my classes. And he would come in and he would look pretty tired and grimy. You clean up well, Josh, by the way. But I couldn't fault him for this because, you see, he worked all day in his family's business, but he came to class ready to learn. I can honestly say that he was one of my best students. He participated in discussions, he got A's on every weekly test, and he was always smiling, and he always seemed happy to be in my class. Josh displays a strong work ethic, both at work and in class. I know that Josh is a hands-on kind of guy. I truly hope he will go on to secondary education to help him own and manage his own business someday. To help him with that, as he now knows, I would love to present this course at Manchester Community College to Josh.
time, guys. All right, so to help me present the diplomas, I'd like to invite Mrs. Nelson and Mr. Warren up to the podium. Okay. Mitchell Zane Case. Shannon Elizabeth Coburn. Shayna Lynn Costigan. Ashley Rose DiBenedetto. Sarah Jean DeRocco. Caroline Mackenzie Falzone. I'll see you down there. Justin Lewis Follett. Travis Dennis Gilchrist. Kaylee Brianna Griffin. All right, front row, you ready? Stephanie Nicole King.
All right, I'll take the hug.
Carolyn Nicole Martino. Michaela Alana McCormick. Jeffrey Joseph Mousseau. I'll see you down there. Brittany Marie Perry. Mackenzie Lynn Reeves. Mitchell Robert Swanson. No. Joshua Scott Tate.
There's two for Josh. Josh gets two.
No. Is it gonna be? Let's try though. Okay, so as we end tonight's ceremony, we have one last touch, but we're not there yet. If you want to take any pictures, families up on the stage or any of that sort of thing, please do. They are recording it, so it will run on the community station, so if you want to see any of this. On the big monitor out in the foyer, there's a slideshow of graduation pictures of the graduates, as well as copies on the table. Please take your graduate's picture, or you take your pictures on the way out. But for the last touch, I would like you guys to stand up. And please move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, 2015. It's official. You guys, can you go that way? You could go this way. Oh. Discreet. I can go this way.
There were two in there for Josh.
Right.
He changed his name.
Right.
That's when I saw the handwriting. This is Scott G. So he changed the T, right?
Yep. So hopefully. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. That concludes our ceremony.
And then
Help yourself to coffee and refreshments, please.
Nice job, Amity.